Hello friends, my name is Dr. Milind Shinde. I have completed my MD Pediatrics from AIIMS Bhopal. So this is part 3 of our video session, how to study your rank building subject, which are your first and second prof subject. So today we will talk about how to prepare for your pediatrics, ophthalmology and ENT. So again, I am sharing my opinion and what helped me during my preparation. So if it suits you, I'll be glad. So let's talk about this subject. First, we will start with it is my specialty, that is pediatrics. So studying pediatrics. Now, if you see the pattern of next, that will be the exam in pediatrics is again a very important subject, as most of the questions pediatrics they have given a very जो marks distribution है उसमें pediatrics has a good share of questions. If you talk about INI-CET exam, again pediatrics से बहुत ज़्यादा questions आते हैं. Similarly, NEET PG also has a very significant amount of questions from the pediatrics. Now, जो pediatrics है, that you have to again divide into few parts. First is you have general pediatrics, and then again you have a systemic pediatrics. So both are very high yield. Okay. जब आप general pediatrics पढ़ते हो, so what should be your source? So first, your source, I think notes are enough. You don't need a review book for pediatrics. Notes are more than enough. In general pediatrics, when you are there are a lot of things like growth and development, so developmental milestones. But now what they are doing is they are giving you images also. So you should be thorough. If you have read your GHAI textbook during your undergraduation, you see a lot of developmental milestone. They have literally given the pictures. So they can come and they ask you at what age does the child attain this milestone. So growth and development is again a very important topic, and that you should know from the general pediatrics. And also about the nutrition. So nutrition, along with that, your vitamins and minerals, and what deficiencies, because of these deficiencies, what can happen. So these again become a very important topic. Then there is also one important part is neonatology. So a lot of questions from neonatology also you can get. So for neonatology, you should know the basic, what are normal neonatal findings, the neonatal reflexes. They can show you the image or video, and they can ask you to identify the reflex. Then there are certain diseases they can, specifically for the neonate, they can show you the X-ray, they can show you the specimen. So that can be asked for your neonatology. Then there are syndromes. So along with that, they can ask you about the syndromes. Like syndromes का आपको image दिखा देंगे कोई neonate का newborn का, and you have to identify the defect. There are a lot of defects. So you should prepare in that way. So along with your notes, you can just watch few images of these syndromes and very common neonatal problems. Then when you talk about systemic pediatrics, there are few systems like congenital heart diseases. So this is very specific for pediatrics. So you can they can describe a murmur, or they can describe a clinical picture, the age of presentation, which can be the clue to identify which congenital heart disease is. It's a cyanotic or acyanotic. So that is again become a very important topic. Along with that, CNS, you have to know about the CNS diseases. So basically what I'm trying to tell here, that pediatrics you have to read your general pediatrics well and follow that, like diseases like congenital heart disease and CNS, which have a very important part in pediatrics. So just notes would be enough. What about MCQs? You can solve for the practice. So again, you have to divide. For your general pediatrics, you can solve many MCQs. For your cardiovascular system of pediatric, you can solve MCQs. For rest, you can be selective. Okay, there are a lot of infections which are specific for pediatric population, the rash. Again, it will overlap with your microbiology. So if you have covered that part in microbiology, you don't have to spend extra time in reading in the pediatrics. So that is how should you approach this specific subject. Then coming to the next subject, that is ophthalmology. So what my personal opinion, I find of ophthalmology a bit tough, like whenever we are preparing for a PG exam, because they ask a lot of image based questions and lot of syndromes associated. They're very difficult terms to remember. So what I can advise you guys about ophthalmology, so read your notes. Don't go for review books, because there are a lot of review books and it's very difficult to understand. So, so if you do a good revision from those notes, it will help you knowing those things. And again, solve as many MCQs as you can for ophthalmology. I mean, because if you don't understand it from the notes, you literally mug it from the MCQs. See why I'm telling you this, because PG preparation is not only about doing a hard work कि आपको बस study करना है, अगर नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो छोड़ दिया नहीं. It's about doing smart work also. So you have to use anything that will work in your favor. Like you have to mug up few things, because you might not be able to understand them. So that is why I feel ophthalmology is one of the subject where you can do as many MCQs as you can, and it will definitely help you. So if you're not understanding well and you're finding it difficult, as I used to find reading notes and remembering them, then you can go for MCQs. So it helps you registering the data and look for the images. So a lot of classes, they provide a lot of images, types of cataract, how they are out to identify any layer of the retina. So that can also help. But again, this will, I mean, it's a difficult subject, what I told earlier. Try to solve MCQs, and I think that is how it will help you. Coming to the third subject, that is ENT. So what is my personal opinion is interesting is very interesting. I feel it's easy, kind of easy, and high scoring subject. So as per the mark distribution, 10 question आते हैं ENT से, and as compared to ophthalmology, you can literally score like more than 7-8 in ENT. So, and your anatomy knowledge also can help you to solve ENT questions, because most of the times they ask about the landmarks. So whenever you are reading ENT, so we have 3 ear, nose, and throat. So there are 3 things. So you can divide them into 3. And what ENT helps is, it is very, I mean, you can finish it very fast. ENT जब आप पढ़ रहे हो, whenever you are reading, it takes less time as compared to other subject who who have a equal number of marks. So for ear, you have to concentrate upon ear infections and few tumors of ear. So there are always high yield. So they will always ask you about these questions. Nose is relatively easy, and you have to just know the anatomy of the nose. Sometimes you get that question also, and you have to know the local regional anatomy, because a lot of questions you will get from the anatomy for this area. About throat and larynx, again, it's a very important part. And then there are a lot of questions about abscesses, about tonsils, okay, and about larynx, the muscles and now supply of larynx and the cartilages. These are all very high yield, and definitely every year there are a lot of questions from this area. And this is where you should not do the mistake. This is where you should then about ear, about hearing tests, hearing screening tests like BERA, when to use it, what are the waves, and then they ask about OE. So this is something that you should know. They might give you the graph, and they might ask you whether it shows a conductive hearing loss or a sensory hearing loss. So pure tone audiometry graph they can give you. So that is what I'm trying to tell you, that this is again a very high scoring subject. Now notes may they give this kind of graphs and they help you identify. Even they tell you how to identify the right, like they'll give you 2 graphs कि इसमें मतलब ग्राफ में बताना होगा आपको कि राइट ईयर में कौन सा टाइप का है, लेफ्ट में there are some screening tests like Weber's test, so you have to interpret that. So there are these things that you have been studying since your UG times, but now they are asking to interpret that. Initially they just used to ask कि रेने टेस्ट में क्या मिलता है, वेबर टेस्ट में क्या मिलता है, या फिर जैसे प्योर टोन ऑडियोमेट्रिक इसलिए यूज करते हैं, व्हाट इज बेरा, व्हाट इज ओई. But now they have gone a step forward. Like they give you the graph and then you have to interpret it. They might give you the Bera waves and they might ask you the waves kahan se originate hote hain, kya batate hain. So that is why now you have to give a smarter approach, not just particularly for ENT, so you have to understand what you are reading. And again, as I said, it's a small topic, it's a small subject, but it gives you around 10 questions. So if you read it well, again, you can score a very good marks. And in my last videos, I have always emphasized upon how much these 10 questions matters. Like it's like 40 marks, and it can literally cause a very huge shift in your rank. So guys, that's all about this three subject. I have tried my best to explain you guys in lay a few times some tricks and some important points. So if you still have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Wish you all the best, guys.